minority in Parliament has petitioned President John Mahama and members of the diplomatic community over the violence that marred the Ablekuma North by-election and the worsening illegal mining crisis, also known as Galamsey. This follows their decision to boycott the presentation of the 2025 mid-year budget review. The following report has more.
Clad in black to register their protest, members of the minority caucus walked out of Parliament and headed to the Lebanon embassy, where they presented a petition to the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. The petition focused on two major concerns: the violence that erupted during the Ablekuma North election rerun and the devastating impact of illegal mining. Their next stop was the Jubilee House. The minority delegation presented a similar petition to the President, received on his behalf by Deputy Chief of Staff Stan Dogbe.
We are here to present this petition and to appeal for your patriotic intervention in these matters. We have confidence in you. We believe you will act. Now, we hear you have 2/3 majority in Parliament. We heard that. But you also need a minority in Parliament to function. Now, if we don't hear anything, and it is business as usual, it is absolute silence, you are not going to hear anything, this is just the beginning of a series of actions we are going to stage in this country. But we won't do anything out of malice to undermine your governance. But as long as the threat of electoral violence keeps rearing its head, and our authorities seem to be at their wit's end, we'll continue to bring these matters into our attention until it is dealt with.
So I've received your petition on behalf of the Chief of Staff and the President, and we'll do well to present it to him. Thank you.
The final stop was the offices of the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO. Receiving the petition, leading member Reverend Fred Degwe pledged CODEO's commitment to work with relevant stakeholders to address the concerns raised.
CODEO issued a statement condemning the violence we saw and the inaction of the police, and hoping and praying that one of these days Ghana will come to the point where we've been lauded for having good elections, but we think we should come to a point where it becomes a strictly civil society activity. You go to some countries, nobody calls the police, nobody calls the army. Sometimes it's just a normal thing that people go and vote and go back home. So if we keep lauding ourselves that we are the epitome of democracy and this is what we see, definitely we as CODEO are not happy about it.
3 petitions, one to the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, to the President, and then to CODEO. The minority says their action today was in no way meant to take the spotlight away from the mid-year budget review. They are hopeful that their actions will sort of trigger some response from the President, who they say has been awfully quiet about the unfortunate events of Ablekuma North. For Channel One News, Charles Osukumi.